Good morning, friends. I am Yashwant Kanetkar, and today we plan to understand a very interesting built-in function available in Python, namely the zip function. Let's see how do we work with it. Now, basically, zip function is useful when you wish to work with multiple iterable objects. For example, your list of numbers and list of words, and you want to work with these two lists such that you are able to pick the first element of a list of numbers and first element of list of words and then work with that. Then go to the next pair, then the third pair, then the fourth pair. So multiple iterable objects if you want to deal with, then zip function is really very handy. What it returns is an iterator of tuples based on the iterable objects that we pass to it. Best way to understand this would be through a program. So let me show you the usage of zip through a program. Suppose we have a list of words and a list of numbers, and we want to work with pairs A and 10, Caudal and 20, Called and 30, Molly and 40. So what we would do is we would pass both these words and numbers, which are iterable objects. Both of them I would pass to the zip function. And then what it will return me is an iterator of tuples. And then I can iterate through that using a for loop. For example, I can now say print out element 0, element 1. The tuple that element is, its 0th and first position will be what? A and 10. And then the next will be Caudal and 20, then Called and 30 and Molly and 40. Fine. That is how I can work with the zip function. Let me give you one more example. Again we zip words and numbers and then iterate through that using a for loop, and this time we dereference that tuple by saying star ELE. This will also produce exactly the same output. Similarly, I can say for w comma n, if I really want to have an access to individual word and individual number, I can run a for loop like this as well. W and n I can independently print out or perform some other operation on word, some other operation on number. But basically you have to remember that zip function receives multiple iterable objects. In this case we are passing those iterable objects as two lists, and it returns an iterator of tuples. And then we can work with pairs of elements from the two lists or the two iterable objects. This iterator of tuples that it returns, I can convert it into a list or a tuple or a set as follows. Let's first call the zip function. Let it return the iterator of tuples. I'll collect it in IT and then convert that IT into a list. Print out the list. You'll find that this list contains the tuples that we can iterate through. So A10, Caudal 20, Called 30, all of these are tuples. They are now stored in a list. They can be stored even in a tuple. So tuple of tuples. That's what you would get. Or you can also store them in a set by using the set function, convert the iterator of tuples into a set. So printf will print out this set. Good enough? Okay. Now let's see how we can unzip the values. For example, we take the same two lists, words and numbers, zip them up, get a iterator of tuples, and then I can say convert it into a list, and then w comma n equal to zip star.lst. If I print out w, now I would get all the words. Similarly, print n will get me all the numbers. So that is also possible, that you first do a zip, obtain a iterator of tuples, convert it into a list, and then unzip by saying zip star.lst, we'll be able to separate out the words, separate out the numbers. That is how we can work with the zip function. It's a built-in function, very useful when you want to iterate through multiple lists or multiple tuples. Goodbye, good luck.